Really to help people who have had drug addictions, chronic illnesses.
Well, it's to help a lot of people, even other than drug addicted people. It's to help unwed mothers with AIDS, homeless people, people that are trying to get sober. There are halfway houses all over the city. There are 17 of them.
Do you ever get anything back when you're talking to some of these people? I mean, obviously they're going to get something from your experiences.
Well, what I get back is when we have the Victory Program's dinner at the end of the year, and there's a guest speaker, and the guest speaker is one of the students or one of the people that were in one of those halfway houses, and now they've been clean for 6 months. To hear the difference that it's made in their life, and how they're living now, and how they're thanking us for it. That's what I get back. You
know, you've been so great at bringing in some of the other guys from the band to help out with this. They have a big annual, you know, charity auction, that sort of thing every year. You, your drums actually, I think, went for something like $10,000 one year. 13. We'll plug in those extra 3,000. When you see, you know, what a difference you can make, do you start to think maybe other people ought to help out a little bit?
Well, you know, that's up to the individuals. You know, it's up to how selfish you are or aren't. I've become very, very grateful for my life, and you know, getting sober was the answer to the life question of opening the door to deal with the rest of your issues. You know, like whether it's depression, drug addiction, anxiety. You know, all these different things. You know, in order to deal with them, you have to get sober from drugs and alcohol first.
Yeah, we can see you right there doing your thing at one of the charity auctions there.
Well, I actually, that set of drums that you were talking about, I actually auctioned off at a Victory Program's dinner.
Nice, yeah. Nice. It's good to know that, you know, hurting that shoulder didn't go to waste, you know? Got some good drums out of it. Well, we're going to continue talking about that when we come back. More with Aerosmith's Joey Kramer and how he's using his past to give hope to others. Stay with us. Welcome back to New England Newsmakers. We're joined once again by Aerosmith's Joey Kramer, who's using his experiences and fame to really make a difference for the Victory Program that helps those facing homelessness, addiction, and other chronic illnesses in greater Boston. You know, we were talking a little bit about it. What do you say in terms of staying focused and staying on the bandwagon for people? Because we hear so much, you know, not only folks at the Victory Program, but we hear stuff all the time in the news about people getting off the bandwagon.
Well, because, you know, they see it as they don't see it as a permanent thing. Like I cited going on a diet before.
Right.
When you go on a diet to lose weight, eventually you go off the diet. And what happens when you go off the diet? You have to change your way of life in order to accomplish what it is that you want.
You know, you help out with these charities. You're also a real business guy. You started off with a little bit of your love of cars. I take it we haven't lost that passion.
No.
No. What are we into these days?
Well, I have a Corvette store up in Plymouth called Corvette Mike New England. And, you know, Corvette, my passion for cars always started out with Corvettes. And I've always loved Corvettes over the years. And so now I have a Corvette store with my partner Mike Millian up there, and we have actually quite a little business, and our name is synonymous with used Corvettes, and pretty much anybody anywhere around New England, and as far as Germany and Europe, all over Europe, there are people that request cars from us all the time.
How many are you up to now?
What, in the store you mean?
No, how many do you have?
Oh.
Starting to lose count, huh?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Got a nice little collection going. Is there one that you're looking forward to really coming out? Anything new down the road?
There's actually a new Corvette called the ZR1 that's coming out towards the end of the summer that I'm really looking forward to, yeah.
So we can see you cruising down Newberry Street in your new Corvette, passing your new store that you're now a part of, right?
Yep. Yep.
So how do you get into, you know, this is a whole new venture for you, isn't it? What's the store's name, Technical?
Technical, yeah. It's a streetwear store. And we sell skateboards, we sell sneakers, hoodies, T-shirts, sunglasses, watches, jewelry.
Because you don't have enough going on already, right? So how do you get into something like that?
Well, you know, my son Jesse, who is an avid skateboarder and has been for years, had a really, really good friend of his best friend named John Nichols. And John used to come around with Jesse all the time, and I used to go to the store to take Jesse over to John's store that he had down in the South Shore in Norwell. And I recognized this kid's passion for what it was that he was doing. And I can relate to that just as I can the passion for myself for what I do. Yeah. And when I recognize that in somebody else, I want to know what it's about, and I want to know why they feel the way that they do. And John's passion is for selling and for meeting and dealing with people and having to do with people all the time. And he happens to be in the business. And I approached him and I asked him, I said, yeah, man, if you had the opportunity, would you open a bigger store, you know, with more stuff in it and get to be involved on a bigger level? And he said, yeah, sure. I would even know where I would do it. I said, yeah, where is that? He goes, oh, if I had my choice, I'd do it on Newbury Street. So I said, well, come on, let's go open a store together.
And there you go.
And that's pretty much as simple as it was. And I know John, and I know his dad, Charlie, and you know, they're just great people to be involved with, and we get along real well. And now you've got time on your hands that you hadn't had before. We were talking earlier. This is one of the longer breaks that you guys have taken, isn't it? We have never had. I've actually had 6 months off now. There's probably going to be another 2 or 3 months before we actually do anything, because there's been a slowdown for us. And I have never had this kind of time off in the last 38 years where I knew I was going to have 8 months off to do as I please.
What do you expect when you guys get back out there? Are you going to keep touring?
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to keep touring. I mean, that's what we pride ourselves on. But we're going to do a new record first. Hopefully towards the middle of the end of the summer, we're going to have a new record from the studio.
This summer, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we'll be working on it this summer.
Okay, so
it'll be out, you know, probably maybe Christmas, January, something like that, you know.
How much of your input do you get to put in there in terms of the kind of vibe and feel of the new stuff?
Well, the vibe and feel of the way everything feels is mine because of what I do and because of my instrument and because of the way that I do it. And you know, and I'm kind of proud of that.
You ought to be proud of it, right?
I am.
Heck, you named the band to begin with.
Well, yeah, but I'm also, you know, I'm not only am I grateful, but I'm very proud to be part of the organization that I'm part of. And you know, we've been around for a long time, and I know that even though there's a certain misery, so to speak, that goes on with anything that anyone does. You know, what makes it worthwhile and enables us to give back is that, you know, I know that we bring a lot of joy to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And just knowing that in my heart makes it worthwhile for me.
Well, you can add me to that list. Thanks a lot, Joey. It's great having you here.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it. And when we come back, we're going to continue our look at New England musicians who give back, find out how a model and international pop artist found her way to make music matter. Stay with us.
I think I want to, like, fight. You know, nothing big, just small things like local.
What? You haven't peaked yet? You know, we have the promotional contract for Mason-Dixon. When he heard you're interested in fighting again, he thought, why not put something together? First-class exhibition.
But I ain't interested in getting, like, mangled and embarrassed.
To beat this guy, you need speed.